Hey, hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for clicking. Good to have you back. Yeah. How's everyone doing? Hope good. So today I want to share a story. It's a personal one. I get to be vulnerable, but I don't mind. I think there are lessons that can be grasped from it, so hopefully you find it helpful too. Yeah, so after having my first baby in 2017, I couldn't have imagined that I would experience postnatal depression, but I did. So we're going to dive into the story. Before we do that, can I just get you to go to the comment section really quick, and just drop it in there for us? Did you experience postnatal depression yourself? Or maybe you know someone that went through it. It's more common than we we know, and it's less talked about. So I think it would be nice to have that story shared, and I hope it encourages you, and it helps you to understand what a new mom could possibly be going through. So yeah, stay tuned. Hey, so before we dive into the story, I think it's important for us to define what postnatal depression is. Let's not just assume that everybody knows what we're talking about. So if you see me looking away, it's because I've got things written on paper as well, just so that we're sticking to the right information. Okay. So there is this definition as seen on the NHS website. I'll put a link to the web page in the description box below, so definitely check it out. So PND, which is short for postnatal depression, is a type of depression affecting 1 in 10 women from the time after giving birth up until, but not restrictive to, 1 year after giving birth. So basically, postnatal depression is a type of depression. It happens after you've had a baby, after you've given birth. Okay, so let's touch on depression, because that definition just tells us is depression after giving birth. So what's depression? Again, there is a description on the NHS website. I'll put the link as well. These links are there for anyone that wants to go into further reading, and just empower yourself with knowledge. Knowledge is power. Yeah. So it says depression affects people in different ways and can cause a wide variety of symptoms. They range from lasting feelings of unhappiness and hopelessness to losing interest in things you used to enjoy and feeling very tearful. Many people with depression also have symptoms of anxiety. There can be physical symptoms too, such as feeling constantly tired, sleeping badly, having no appetite or sex drive, and various aches and pains. You'll be surprised the kind of things that the body can feel when it comes to depression. The symptoms of depression range from mild to severe. At its mildest, you may simply feel persistently low in spirit. So just that low mood. Even if there's all kinds of laughter around you, company, good friends, good chatter, you just feel like alone. While severe depression can make you feel suicidal, that life is no longer worth living for. Most people experience feelings of stress and anxiety and low mood. Listen, most people experience feelings of stress, anxiety, and low moods during difficult times. A low mood may improve after a short period of time, rather than being a sign of depression. So I guess this is what he's saying. From time to time, especially with a busyness of a postnatal period, stress, anxiety, low moods can happen. There's a lot going on and you're too busy, and you're not having enough time to do me time, do the things you like to do, take care of yourself. It seems like a lot is going to this baby. A lot is going into looking after the toddler and the baby, and you're not doing you. You can have short period of stress, anxiety, low mood not happen, it's just back to back. It's saying that a low mood can improve after a short period. So that will not be a sign of depression. When it goes into long lasting feelings of hopelessness, this is overwhelming, a long lasting one, yes, then that's a sign of depression. So let me just pull out a few things from that incredible definition. I love it. Lasting feelings of unhappiness and hopelessness. The demands of a newborn, like I was saying, motherhood is the biggest sacrificial job that parenthood is the biggest sacrificial job you would ever do in this world. It is, because you're giving this human being who depends on you 100%, literally, to even be alive. It's a huge task. Your time goes in there, your resources goes in, your expectations versus reality may not match. Things are out of your control. There will be periods of unhappiness. Like, this is not what I thought. Like, I know they say babies don't sleep, but I didn't think it would be like this. And all of that is normal. But if nobody tells you it's normal, you might think I'm doing my own the wrong way, or my partner is not as supportive as he should be. And that can just go a different direction than what you want. We are used to, I snap the finger, I get what I want. Uber, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to call names, but things happen quickly for us. Microwave, you want to do this, you get it. You want to order this, you go online. And then when it comes to a baby, you can't. They're going to take your time. They're going to get you to sit in one place and attend to them. And that can be difficult for some people. Our techie world, it's helpful, but then when it comes to things like this, there's no technology that can help you with a baby. And you're just like, oh my gosh. The other thing I want to pull out from that definition as well is where it says losing interest in the things you used to enjoy, and you start feeling very cheerful. Postnatal baby blues is a thing. So this is where baby's crying, your breast, the milk is leaking, your pad is full, and you actually want to change it. And this is happening at the same time. And you're feeling pain, you need to take your painkillers. You're like, oh my god, I missed it 2 hours ago, that's why I'm in pain. And then Ashley needs to wee. Ashley needs to get up and go and wee. And the baby's volume of the crying just goes up a pitch, just another note. And in that moment you can just find yourself oh, sorry, I'm laughing, but it's true. Postnatal baby blues are real. So we know it happens because it's coming out of being overwhelmed. You've hardly slept, and all of this is happening, and the baby don't care. Baby actually just want to be fed. Don't know anything about how you're doing. so that's the environment you're in. So in postnatal period, you're at a very high risk of having postnatal depression. It's not far-fetched. It's so high. Like, things can be done. Things can be put in place to avoid it. It's almost like it's going to happen to everybody. But if you put systems, if you put things in place, you might just help yourself avoid it. Well, I didn't, obviously. So that's why I'm sharing today's story. So we're going to go into my story in a bit. But yeah, just know it's a very busy period for moms. I've got some questions I think some people might be thinking in their mind, and they want to ask. Can postnatal depression affect partners? So daddies, spouses, your partner. And the answer is yes. Yes, of course. They're also paying a price. Of course, not the same degree as, the price you've paid or you're paying. It doesn't have to look the same as yours. But yes, they do face some level of depression as well. The tiredness, the worry. Oh, you'd be surprised. They worry about you. They worry about the baby or babies. And then the heightened responsibility, because you are in a state where you're having to recover. I don't care whether it's spontaneous vaginal birth, whether it's vaginal instrumental birth, whether it's cesarean section. There is you need to recover, not just even physically. You need to recover mentally, emotionally. God knows what you may have imagined that your birth story would be like, and then what became the reality. So they take on a lot that you used to do but you can't do, especially if you have other children as well. So and it's a lot on them, and they're not sleeping as well, and this and that. So it can happen to them as well. So watch out for each other also. You would assume that it shouldn't, but it so much can, because depending on how much experience or understanding that partner has, they might just find everything overwhelming. All of a sudden, the things they used to do with you, it's been a while. it's not happening because this baby is constantly needing mommy, and and it's just like, what did I get myself into? But I promise you, it's all worth it. It's just overwhelming, and I think it's good we acknowledge that. Hey, this thing is overwhelming. Postnatal period is a crazy time. So another question that somebody might be asking: is there anything like antenatal depression? And you'll be surprised. The answer is yes. Antenatal depression can happen. So this is where someone's going through this, lasting feelings of hopelessness and everything else that we mentioned earlier. But they're having all those feelings while still being pregnant. Now, again, this can happen because of a previous pregnancy experience. There is a thing called the fear of childbirth. Tocophobia, and sometimes some people have it even while this pregnancy is their very first pregnancy, so they've not even had a baby before. But it could be they watched somebody go through a not nice experience. It could be they've been told stories. It must be powerful stories that it overpowered our own desire to want to have a baby for ourselves. Trauma, things happen. All kinds of maybe negative situations going on in relationships that she's in at the moment, financial status as well, a lack of support as well, and just a lot can be going on. And also as well, if there's any mental health issues already that exist, you are at a higher risk of antenatal depression and postnatal depression. Same thing if you have someone who has anxiety already, pre-pregnancy diagnosed, or any of the other mental health issues, they are at a heightened risk of getting depression. So let's jump into my story. So I had my first baby in May 2017, a baby girl. I remember 24 hours. Is that right? No. Yeah, it's right. Sorry. 24 hours prior to her being born, I naturally went into labor a couple of hours before then. Say in the morning I went into labor naturally. I was having the contractions. They just felt like cramps, like period cramps, to be honest. Started off very mildly, one in every 2 hours, and then one every hour, one every 30 minutes, one every 10 minutes. At some point, I'm like, this is coming every 3 minutes. So you phone up the maternity helpline. This is what's happening. This is how long it's lasting. They kind of listen to you to check, should we bring you in, or should we just encourage you to carry on staying outside in your own environment, relaxed, and let things crack on a bit more before we bring you into hospital. But anyway, I got into the hospital 8 p.m. A particular night, and was admitted because I was 4 centimeters. Yay! And then 24 hours later, she came. Went home. I think the only thing was I was given iron transfusion before I went home because I bled a bit. That's the story for another day. Let's not go into it. So I got given iron transfusion. I went home. First 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I was sleeping during the day, being looked after by my awesome mom and my husband. Everything going well. In the night, baby's breastfeeding. She was feeding every 2 hours. Yes, my first baby fed every 2 hours. There are babies like that. They don't do 3 hours. They don't do 3 hourly. They do 2 hourly on the dot. So it was a lot. And I was exclusively breastfeeding. And breastfeeding was going well. So for me, it was just the business. Every 2 hours, you're back. Wow. She didn't miss it. She would wake up for the feed. And it went well. I was healing well. Everything was going beautiful. But I think around 3 weeks to 4 weeks, everybody then went back to work. So my mom took annual leave, so she can look after me the first 2 weeks. Same thing with my husband as well. Very kind. He has no choice anyway. and the 2 weeks is absolutely rubbish. 2 weeks is not enough. We need to lobby for more. But yes, so I think what he did was, apart from the 2 weeks, he just added some extra annual leave and just kind of bulked everything up. So it was more than 2 weeks he had with me. But by 1 month, everybody had gone back to work. Everybody was out of the house at a particular time. just me and baby. And this is us having moved back to my old bedroom. So we have our own place, but just to get the great help that we need after having our first baby, kind of know what to do, kind of don't know what to do. So we moved back into my old bedroom just for 2 weeks, for 2 months, and then we moved back to our house. So after 1 month, everybody was back outside to work and everything. I had a good number of hours, just me and her alone. And then I noticed one particular day, I was hearing a voice in my head telling me to do something horrible to my baby. And it went on. The next day I would hear it. The third day, I think by the fourth day I was like, what's going on? So I'm a Christian. I love God. And I'm privileged enough to have a relationship and a friendship with him. And because of that, it means I have his spirit living on the inside of me. So there is communication. So I remember one day in prayer, I just prayed and I said, Lord, why am I hearing this voice? I love my baby, especially after all I've been through, pregnancy and childbirth. Why am I getting this voice? And it sounds like me in my head, telling me to harm this baby. This baby is stressing us. This is the one. Just pick up the knife. I mean, to the point that sometimes when I go into the kitchen, I'm almost like, just pick what I need and get out, because it's like something inside of me wants to, like, stop this. You're responsible for the stress we're going through. And so I mentioned it to the Lord in prayer, and I said, Lord, I don't understand, like, why? And I mean, God was very direct. He was like, you need to sleep. I was like, what? Surely this is not the answer. Like, I'm saying, like, something's telling me to kill my baby and you're telling me I need to sleep. You said it again. You need to sleep. And I was like, Then it prompted me to remember what my mom had been mentioning to me for like a week or so. So she knew she's gone back to work. And she would come back from work and ask me if I'd slept. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. So what's happened is, I'm thinking I've had a baby. I've done 1, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm okay now. Let me get back to adult life like everybody else. I don't sleep during the day. I sleep in the night. But guess what? I'm a breastfeeding mother. And also, apart from that, you're just a postnatal mom. Your baby is not even 6 months yet. You should still be sleeping, because guess what babies do at night? Cluster feeding. And they're like this, night watch. So even if you get sleep, it's cut and paste. You'd have an hour here, an hour 30 minutes here, 2 hours here, 30 minutes here. It's ridiculous. Your body is shutting down. Like, your body's like, I can't reset anything. This is not helpful. You're sleeping and you're hearing the cry, and you wake up, you stagger, you pick the baby. Oh my gosh, your body's not fine. So you're supposed to power nap during the day once or twice. But I wasn't doing that. I thought, no, I'm 3 weeks postnatal. I'm good. I'm fine. I don't need that. And now my body is on override, and it's just trying to, like, either we shut down or we stop this thing that is not making us sleep. But I didn't know. I had zero clue. And I'm so grateful. My mom would just say as a side comment, oh, you should be sleeping. Yeah. They leave. I've got my laptop. I'm doing stuff. I don't have time for sleeping. Not knowing that's very dangerous, even if it's once a day. And that's what I got from the Lord. He just said, you need to sleep, and it will stop. I said, wow, really? Let's do it. So the same day, guys, around 3 p.m., 4 p.m., I went on the couch in the living room. Baby was in the Moses basket. I just laid down. I had a very nice nap. It was a powerful one. You'll be surprised how much, how good what's it called, a nap can do to your being, especially if you've had a very rough night. You just wake up like, oh, so much better. And that's what happened. Woke up the next day, I was looking for the voice. I made sure during the day as well, power nap here, there, do it. There is no feeling bad. You need to sleep. It's needed. And that's how you just carried on. So nobody told me when I gave it to my second baby and the others, I prioritize sleeping during the day because I already know what the night is like. So I prioritize. Sorry for the noise if you're hearing any noises. Bikes are just going by. So I prioritize sleeping since then, and never heard a voice again. And I just thought, can you imagine that something like sleep would would save me and save my baby. Incredible. Incredible. So that's my story, guys. Yeah, so it's a very postnatal depression is a very close one to me, and for what I've just shared, the type of postnatal depression that is psychosis, because it's gone to the point of, like, you're hearing voices and they are saying negative things, not, oh, you're beautiful. I mean, even that, but yes, it's negative voices that would have negative impact if I'd listened and obeyed what it was telling me to do. So please watch out for yourselves. Hey, so because I know not everybody has got that relationship with the Lord, or even just the ability to pick up his voice, let's talk about some triggers for postnatal depression. So things that if you're in them, just know that, oh, this is a risk. I'm at risk of having postnatal depression. So what system can I put in place? What signs should I be looking out for? So these are triggers. What will get you most likely to have postnatal depression? And it can be the anxiety part of it. It can be the depression, the low mood itself, the heavy, lasting, long feelings of hopelessness and all of that. Or it can take you up a turn to the psychosis. Yeah. So again, just, it's really obvious. One of it is you've just given birth, or you're still within your 1 year postnatal period. Sis, you are at risk. Lady, you are at risk. Don't overlook it. Don't me, never. No. Sometimes I've met someone who had mom, dad, sisters, cousins, husband. I mean, the whole house was full, and she still got postnatal depression. So there could be a lot in your head that you're not saying, and it's just piling up. So please look after yourself. Once you're in this category, just know, hey, I'm at high risk here, so I need to watch out. Okay, so another one is feeling very tearful, overwhelming emotions. Your task is just piling up. When you've had a new baby, life just becomes very busy. The washing machine never stops. Baby's fed, but before you know, 2 hours, 3 hours goes by, and you're back to feed again. And then they poo, and you've got to change them. And then you yourself, you're recovering. You're bleeding down below. You have to change your pads. You have to feed. You actually have to eat, You need to also shower. Baby needs a bath. And the house needs to be cleaned. And food. Oh my God, the list goes on. Prioritize you and baby first, honestly. Everything else, get all the hands on deck where possible. And if there is that period where you can actually do something, then do it. But don't push yourself. Your new job is being the primary carer for this baby. Okay. Another trigger is countless breastfeeding or feeding. I think before having a baby and having to feed a baby, you definitely underestimate how much time goes into feeding a baby. Oh my world. Oh my world. So if a baby is feeding every 3 hours, that's 8 times in 24 hours. Times that by 5. No, sorry, by 7. Then times that by by 4. That's a month. And then times that by, and depending if you're exclusively breastfeeding, and then even if you're bottle feeding, or the washing, the this, the sterilizing, and you're supposed to have a life. How? So that in itself is a trigger. Look out for yourself. Lack or significantly reduced sleep. So we've talked on that one. That was my thing that led me to it. Don't get awake. Don't feel happy. It's like, oh, I just have 1 hour and I'm good. No. So it doesn't slowly creep on you. Tell yourself you need to sleep and go and get that sleep. Get someone to watch baby. Sometimes, especially if you getting the headaches. Yeah, you're getting the headaches. Sometimes those headaches are not headaches for anything else. It's headaches for sleep. Sometimes you're feeling hungry and you're feeling sleepy at the same time. And you can tell your body is like, I know we're hungry, but you need to sleep. And you're like, oh my gosh, actually, I can't believe it. I'm hungry, but I actually want to sleep. Please go and sleep. It's so important. Ugly feelings. Sometimes, most times with a newborn baby, you don't feel like you're in control of anything. Especially if you are of the temperament where you're an extrovert. especially cholerics, even sanguines as well. So that's our two type of extrovert temperaments. Because cholerics, you guys are leaders. You guys are, things get done. You guys are, I plan, I imagine, I execute, and it happens. When you have a baby, cholerics, yeah, baby takes over. And so what do you do with that feelings of, oh my gosh, look at my list, I thought I would do 7 things today, it's only 1. And the next day, things are waiting to be done as well. It's not like, oh, I'll just do all of this remaining 6. No. There are new things to do. So what do you do with that feelings of like, oh my gosh, everything's overwhelming, the baby, I thought I would do 20 minutes of this and then 30 minutes of this, because you guys are planners. When you have a baby will humble you. So don't feel like you've lost yourself, because that's what you're going to firstly want to think. Oh my gosh, I can't do motherhood, this is overwhelming. It happens to every mother. It does. So know that this period, this period, my choleric temperament needs to bow to this. I will pick it up later, because baby is the new boss. Yes, baby is the new choleric. I'm telling you, they call the shots. Mommy and daddy, you just obey. Aunties, uncle, everybody just obey. And sanguines, you guys are the playful, joyful. I mean, you're the life of the room every time. When you're overwhelmed by too much things to do for baby, it's not easy on your personality. So don't think I'm not great as a mom. It's just because of your temperament. You know, sanguines don't go beyond an hour, 2 hours of not laughing. They just alive. That's who they are. And when you're overwhelmed, your breast is leaking, you've not fed, your stomach is rumbling, you've got to take your medications, you've just changed baby and you fed baby, you've put baby into the cot, baby starts to cry, and you pick up baby, you can smell another poo has happened, and you're just like, what is going on? Yeah, it can be so busy. There's nothing to be joking and laughing about, and it can take its toll on you. Please remember, it's just a period. It's just a period. And hopefully within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you would have some time where friends will come around, or family or something, and just allow you to have a laugh and be yourself. But please, if you feel like long term, this is a lot. This is not me. Usually me by now, I'm on a telephone to a friend, and that's another thing. Postnatal periods, everyone's busy. You have the initial congratulations, I'm so happy for you, how is baby doing, how are you doing, and then it goes quiet. Everyone's back to work, everyone's doing one thing or the other, and you're on maternity leave, or maybe you're a homemaker already anyway, and it's like, yeah, no calls. No, it's like you have to chase up relationships. Not all the time. I mean, sometimes you do get that 1 or 2 people that are stuck on you like glue. So hold them fast. Those are great friends. But normally, yes, people get back to things, and you feel the loneliness. I think that's for every woman, to be honest. But I feel even much more for you sanguines. I think it would get to you, and you might find that you're demanding that time from your spouse, and depending on where he's at, to be honest, or your partner, where they are at, you know, with all kinds of things going on, you might not be getting it, you know, the level you wanted. So patience, and just knowing that this is a period. I mean, it will pass. I promise you, it will pass. Yeah. One last trigger to watch out for. Catch yourself when you start to feel like you don't care for that baby anymore. Yes. That's a sign of emotionally, mentally, you've cut off from the baby. Baby is crying, and inside you, you're like, I'm not picking you up, I'm done. Yeah, that's a sign of depression. Your emotional tank is full of sadness and disappointment. It can be for many reasons. So definitely talk to your spouse, talk to somebody. So I just want to touch on what you can do when you're in a moment where you think, I'm a danger to the baby. If you've experienced what I was talking about with the psychosis for myself, or even worse, or it's not necessarily psychosis, but yours is just feelings, and these feelings are just making you, I want to just open the door and walk away from the house and leave this baby, or just reality not matching the expectations that you thought my maternity leave is going to look like. What is this, you know, and things like that. Any moments where you feel you're in danger to your baby, place that baby safely on their back, on the floor, preferably like a rugged area, or yeah, or a carpeted area, or you just place a blanket, then place baby on their back, so baby's facing the ceiling. Yeah, place baby safely on the back, no pillows or anything, just a flat surface area. Make sure there's nothing around baby that can fall on baby, or depending on the age of your baby as well, the baby can pull on and anything. And then walk out of that room and go into another room, go somewhere else, step outside. You might just need a breather. You know, it could be that baby's having, you know, there's all kinds of things that can make baby cry, all kinds, like just all kinds. And sometimes some people could not imagine that their baby's singing will get to them. And that's the only language a baby has. Anyway, verbally, there's other ways baby can give you cues about what they need, but verbally, it's only the crying. And as much as you know, sometimes you can't voice it out because you're thinking, will people think, oh, what's wrong with you? You know, a mother, you know. But sometimes it could just be, she's crying too much. When will the crying stop? I've done everything. I've checked it. And they're just crying. You're like, what's going on? And you wish they could just tell us, like, it's my tummy, or it's my this, or I'm having a pain somewhere. They can't. So it's real. Something about your baby could get to you. And you need to just step away. If there's somebody else, an adult who can look after the baby, they can keep an eye on that baby while you go out. You might just need to go out and have a cry. Go out and just have a walk. Go out and call a good-headed friend who can understand you, sympathize with you, and breathe strength back into you. Okay? And tell your partner, say, honey, I can't deal with her right now. I need a break. And that's the beautiful exchange that having a partner does for you, because whether this baby is adopted or whether this baby is naturally conceived, or donor sperm or whatever, this is you guys' baby, and it's a tag team. The two of you are in it. So that's the goodness of that as well. So maximize that relationship also. What else really? Okay, before I finish off, I wanted to also touch on spouses. So you're a spouse, you're a partner of a woman who's had a baby. How can you support her? There are a few things you can do. So number one, take your woman, your wife, the mother of your baby as your project. Now, men, I know you love being hands-on. So definitely, ladies, send this video, or just make a clip of this part. Men love being hands-on. It's a thing they do. They don't sit around. No, they are doers. Yeah. Take your wife, take this mother of your child as your project. She's looking after baby. She's doing so much. And I know you're also involved doing one thing, two things, three things for the baby. But take this woman as your project. Read her face. Read her emotions. Hear what she's saying and what she's not saying. Do the things that she likes. Make it a plan that even if it's once a week, even if it's once in 2 weeks, get her to do something that she likes. Even go with her. If she's like, yeah, I want to go, but I can't leave baby with you, and you hold the baby, go with her. If baby needs to feed and she's breastfeeding, you bring baby to her, and then you step away again. Remind her of herself. If you find that she's beginning to get lost, remind her of herself. Give her time off. Think for her. If you're a believer, please pray for her. She's still walking through the valley of the shadow of death. If you don't know what that means, that just means postnatal period is not so far off from labor and delivery. Hormones are still just moving all over her body. She's still within that very dangerous zone. So don't take your eyes off and think she's fine. You know, I always say this, especially for women who've had their baby via cesarean section. If it was any other operation in the world, the knee, the head, whatever, and you've had this operation, 3 weeks post the operation, 4 weeks post the operation, people are still calling you. How are you? Are you resting? People are still sending you flowers. We're bringing soup and all sorts. You're being looked after. Oh, please don't move. But when you've had a baby, by the third day, you're like, yeah, can you come in? Oh my gosh, you're moving, you're doing stuff, you're unbelievable. So don't forget that her body is in a state and she needs being looked after. So take her on as a project. I know that works for you guys. You guys will do it well. Help with baby things, the house chores. Get her help as well. Outsource it. If you're equally busy, that's fine. It's not a problem. Outsource things. Let her know, baby, look, this baby is your project. So I need to look after you so that you can look after, or we can look after the, the baby. Plenty of babies in the house. Another important thing to say, if you're a faith-based person, a woman, you're watching this, you're a faith-based person, please, I beg you, still watch out for postnatal depression. Postnatal depression, PND, affects your body, not your spirit. Yeah. So your spirit is fine, your spirit is great, but you see this body, that's what's housing your spirit. And that's what we see in this world. That's what can get ill. That's what can go through stuff and trauma and pain and all these things. And if your body is not well, it puts a limitation to what your spirit can do, right? So no matter what great ideas and amazing things and powerful stuff you want to do, this body, if you don't look after it, if you don't listen to signs and signals and everything, it can break down, it can get into trouble, and then it drags everything else about what you want to achieve and what you want to do and where you want to be. It drags all of that into trouble as well. We don't want you showing up in heaven sooner than you should be. Yeah. So look out for yourself as well. All right. I'm going to finish with this. I think it's very important to touch on this one before I say bye. And thank you if you're, still watching at this point. It means that you're getting something valuable. So thank you so much. Please share with a sister, share with a neighbor. Let's hold our hands together as women. Let's talk about these things. It's so key. It's like literally life and death. It's very, very important. So I'll finish with this. Realities of a newborn. I don't think it's well grasped or understood well in society. People just land themselves pregnant with their first baby, and that's the first exposure to anything to do with, baby, motherhood and all of those stuff. So it's not well understood. So it needs to be normalized because it's a very heavy period of so much sacrifice, so much sacrifice, and demands that. And at the same time, you're navigating this new world of your baby. You're not given a break. It's not like, okay, yes, it's so much sacrifice, but here's a break. No, it's happening at the same time. The baby's growing. You're also trying to recover. Just the same time. So be very cautious. That for a first-time mom, very heightened risk. And then, similarly, for a second-time mom, it could even be worse. Why? Because now, during the day where you could have had the nap, like you're like, oh, you have learnt it, I'm going to have a nap. Now you have a toddler to look after. So this is where you need to get your village involved. Yes. Grandma on this side, grandma on the other side, auntie on this side, auntie on the other side, or any great friends who are like, oh my gosh, great friends. Make the most of them. And our nurseries are available as well, depending on the age of your kids. I tell you, even if you want your children with you at home, and that's a great thing. I think that's a beautiful thing. Even if it's just 2 hours here, on Tuesdays and Thursdays or whatever, that time it gives you as a mom to be at home and just be with that baby for your mental health. Very important. And for your physical health as well. Why? Because toddlers are always looking for mommy and daddy, because some of them are just daddy boys and daddy girls. Absolutely. But when you show up, all of a sudden, because there's this newborn baby that mommy is giving so much love to, they could just be like, I want mommy too. And you're like, okay, tear me into 2 or 3 or 4. Everybody wants me. So make the most of your system, your structures, your support network to help you. We want you alive for a much longer time. So please look after yourself. I think I've mentioned it as well. Certain temperaments will have a tendency to struggle as a new mom. I think if you know it, you can breathe. Okay, it's my temperament. It's not just me. Every other choleric, when they become a mom, it happens to them. Every other sanguine. And I think I should even leave out the introverts as well. I think with introverts, yours can also be quite dangerous, because if you're having, especially if you've gone into the wrong thoughts, which is what happened to me. I couldn't open my mouth to tell my mom or my husband, I've been having this thought. It sounds like my voice, and this is what he's saying. I couldn't. That's introvert. So I think it's actually equally dangerous for us as well. We don't talk. we just manage and just we very much internalize. So yes, my fellow phlegmatics, please tell somebody. And that's when your spouses come in as well. Like I was saying earlier, watch her. Just trust your gut instincts. I know it's not easy. Women are much easier to read the room and read a person's behavior. Men are very factual. If you say you're fine, you're fine. But hopefully the whole purpose of you being a partner to this person or a husband is because you kind of know them. Yeah. So phlegmatics and melancholics, you guys feel very deeply. Oh my gosh, your emotions, you guys need to teach us. Like, yeah. So look out for yourselves as well. Speak up so you can get the right help. Yeah. So final piece of information. If you find that you're having bouts of depression, anxiety, or even psychosis, which mine was, speak to somebody you trust. Open up to a professional who can help you. With professionals, we don't judge. We don't try to analyze why you're having it, why you're not having it. You shouldn't be. No. There's no judgment. So speak to a professional. Your doctor, your midwife, your health visitor, even if you've been discharged, if that's the contact number you think, just talk to somebody. If it's a very bad moment where you're going suicidal, please A&E or call 999. Very important. Get some help. Get the help that you need. Don't downplay your feelings, because that's another thing as well. Maybe not. It could just be a moment where you make the right decision and you save yourself and the baby, or you downplay it and tomorrow we hear a sad story. I pray that won't be your situation. Another thing as well, if you go to your spouse or family members and they downplay it for you, I think because we've gotten much better in mental health awareness and in depression and all these things. But depending on the mindset of your mother-in-law or your mother or your sister, some people are like, oh, shh, what are you on about? No, don't say that. You can't kill your baby. It can happen. If the thoughts still continue, please just walk into A&E. Just say, oh yeah, I'm just going here, I'm going there. Take yourself to A&E. Go to the GP. Get the help you need. Eventually, they will catch up and they'll be grateful that you got some help for yourself. Hopefully, you've got a spouse or parents who understand and let's get you help. Because it's not that you're sick. It's not because you're not a great mom, but it's because this postnatal period has gotten to you. Things were not put in place to kind of avoid it. And sometimes, even like I said earlier, even if things are put in place, just going through pregnancy, labor, and then you're recovering postnatally and the demands of a baby is not easy. It's not easy. It can still creep up and catch up with that person. So what that person needs is help. We all need help. There's no shame in it. We all need help. Imagine if I didn't know that I needed to sleep. What would I be saying? God forbid, I harm that baby or even harm myself. So sometimes you might just talk to somebody and it will not escalate because the person listens to you, asks a few questions and realize, is this? And they give you that prescription. Go and do that. I'll check on you in a day or 2 days. And it could just be all you needed. So definitely speak to somebody. So I've dropped a few links in the description box below. Please check them out. Talking Therapies, how to contact 111. And obviously the emergency one as well. And for suicidal thoughts, you can ring Samaritans on their number. It's free as well. Or just take yourself to A&E. Thank you so much for watching. It's a bit of a lengthy video, but I just thought this topic is so important. We need to hear it. Women are giving birth to babies every day and entering this incredible busy period. With their family and everything else going on. I know it's a sensitive subject, so I'm sorry if anything I said triggered anybody. I'm so sorry. Let's look after ourselves as women and speak up when we need to. Speak up so we can be looked after. You are worth it. Absolutely. All right, till next time, take care. Bye.